Okay, so here's 36 spirited capacitors. And to top it all off, I'm going to need uranite. Powah's uranite. Which, by the way, is made by a different process now that all possible uranium is the same ore, come to think of it. Let me just double check on this here. Oh, it is ready. Okay, hang on a second. Pit stop here. And take this up to the machine room. Put it in a chemical infuser. There we go. Actually, I'll keep this with me. And then, here, let's get that started up again. I did not expect it to top out so quickly. Okay. I'm going to put this back. So now, I'm going to take this... Actually, before I do that... Oh boy, what a mess this is. Actually, no. Yeah, okay, yeah. It looks as though the power coming from the reactor is connected out this cable. It's only an advanced universal cable, though. I might need to upgrade it to an ultimate universal cable, which I've got... oh wait, no, it's a pressurized tube. Oh, over here, yeah. Over here. Hopefully I won't have to convert the entire grid. Maybe run a cable along the floor. There's just a little room here. Or maybe, no, I could take this cable out. Because it doesn't really do much anyway. Speaking of stuff that doesn't really do much. Okay, never mind that. Enough messing around here. Hopefully nobody drops in on me. So, first phase, conversion of basic reactor to hardened reactor. Next phase, conversion of hardened reactor to blazing reactor. Next, conversion of blazing reactor to neotic reactor. After that, conversion of neotic to spirited reactor. And that is as far as I can go with this right now. I'll have to save some uranite. Now, how I do this is... wait, no. Now, before I do anything, I'd better... Just those two, huh? Wait. Okay. Oh, come on. And there. That should take every... should take all this out, and then I guess if I ran it into... well, if I ran the cable from out here down to... Come to think of it, no, that wouldn't work. I guess what I'd have to do... Because I'd have to go all the way around and then... all the way through there... Would I have to replace all of this with ultimate universal cable? I wonder if maybe that might be it'd end up being the case. I don't know. Wait a minute. Spirited max extract generation factor 130,000 per tick. Yeah, I figured it would be above capacity for an advanced universal cable. what if... this chemical tank has oxygen in it. I could just take it off and, well, I can't put it into the machine anywhere, but if I were to configure it so that the machine accepts gases this way and outputs them that way. Yeah, theoretically that should work, although I don't think I'm going to get the chance to put that to the test anytime soon. And after I've done that, I'll have to sort of worm the cable out this way? No. I took something out of here temporarily. But it's the most accessible route I've got. Around there. And I need to input the coolant in here. I can connect it to the water system. Unless that's not enough either. Regardless, I'm gonna... There we go. Start it building here. That should plug this hole I've got in my base here. Yeah. Okay, so what it looks like I'm going to have to do is not exactly... Well, I don't know, maybe I can do this. First off, let me see how much ultimate universal cable I've already got right now. I got 10 of them. Well, here's what I'm thinking I should... What I'd like to do is see if these cables connect at all. This is the output, though. Where do I input this? I know I connected it as an input using the turbine, and then oh, it's in here. Yeah, in there. Another ultimate universal cable. So I don't think I'm going to be rearranging the grid much, so much as adding to it. Yeah, I wish I hadn't built this thing now, or at least hadn't plunked it down anyway. But I could still connect that to here and there, and wait a minute. Okay, I can't see from this point of view. But it looks to me as though they actually do connect. I don't think I can have that, though. Where did I put my configurator? There. Okay. Yeah, let's sever that connection. And then there's another one on the side. Let's take that out. There. Done. Now I'll run it up to the roof. And once I'm on the roof, really going to have to... Okay, well, this is kind of a mundane utility for this, but needs must and all that. There we go. One of the underrated benefits of having a jetpack. Okay, and you can see it coming out here. But this is an output for energy as opposed to an input for it. But then where was the input for the... Well, regardless, I'm going to have to move it... Oh... Approximately somewhere here. Somewhere in the gap between... let me turn the magnet on. I'm going to make sure I get the block, this block. Yeah, you can see down there. That is where I'm going to have to connect it, because that is an input. Let me see. Okay. So I'm gonna have to make some more cable, more ultimate universal cable anyway, and string it along the roof. And after I've done that, I can see exactly how much power this puts out per... Well, come to think of it, I may be able to gauge that from here. It's not generating anything but right now, but and I haven't put any moderators in there, you know, any coal or redstone or anything like that. So I'll get back with you when I've made all these cables and strung them along. Okay, there we go. I came out of it in this direction. Had to really maneuver so that I didn't connect it by accident to the phase shifter's power supply. But it now goes down and into the reactor. So the reactor, as you know, the Powah reactor, as you know, has it has well, first off, dry ice, which I have, and let's see, and two other moderators. Let me see if I can pull that up on the on its quest line. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I think they're called regulators, actually. Carbon helps the reactor run more efficiently. I can use coal for it. Redstone makes it produce more energy per tick, but not as efficiently. Well, I'd prefer efficiency over amount per tick, especially since it's already questionable as to, well, maybe it's not that questionable, but it's questionable enough anyway, whether or not I'll have enough capacity in these ultimate universal cables. I should. It's 3.27 mega FEs per tick. Where's the coal go? Ah, it's here. Alright. And now, uranite. Let me just go over here and see if how much it's getting. $34,000. That's not a whole lot. It's only generating 6 point something. Well, that's FEs. I'm wondering if maybe if I added more uranite. Ah, that's the answer. More of the stuff I add. Yeah, now we seem to be cooking anyway. That's more like it. Let's see what that translates to. Yeah, 109, which, well, it's not a lot, but it's on par with what Mekanism does, because I'm not sure offhand just how much energy per tick this industrial turbine generates. Maybe if I checked it too. It's nice and sunny out. So I should be able to process polonium. And I don't have it routing to the supercritical phase shifter. That's off. Okay, so let's subtract 100. Yeah, it's a lot more, actually. It's about somewhere between 5 and 6 times more. But in my defense, it's really the only thing that's capable of generating that much. I mean, maybe if I added more... Well, even if I did add more sodium... I suppose, though, then that there's only really the one avenue left. I mean, sure, using this reactor is good, but... But it's only... It's only like 82 FEs per tick. Now, let me see. Does it say here? Yeah, I suppose it's not... There's not that much more that it can generate. Even the neotic isn't that much. Still, at least it's on par with what Mekanism is. I suppose if I added redstone, I could up this rate somewhat, but I'd rather keep it efficient and see how much uranite it takes per tick. This could be a lot of energy, but spread out over a significant period of time. I suppose I could call it that. I mean, let's see what the induction matrix actually has right now. 77.84 billion FEs, which sounds like a lot until you factor in the idea that the converting antimatter takes that much more per per millibucket. I mean, let me see exactly how much do I have on me right now. 16. Yeah, I think eventually I'll be able to get enough for like 1 unit of antimatter. The only other thing I've got that produces power is the fusion reactor. Maybe I can see how much it puts out per... Well, Actually, no, I think I already did that, come to think of it. I mean, it took like 400 million FEs per tick, but I think when I ran that, it was on par with the nuclear reactor. It was like 400 something. But then again, that probably depended on how much fuel it used. Yeah, all the polonium I have here is it's in the pipe right now as opposed to the radioactive waste barrel. These things can store a pretty hefty amount. So I could just run the reactor during the day, but I'd still need like a ton of fuel. Well, I suppose I could whip up some deuterium, some tritium. I think I already started on the tritium, come to think of it. Put it out here. Yeah. I'm just glad I foresaw this, and because I got this big tank full of lithium, which I'm no longer using it, but all the same. Well, anyway, I suppose we can get back to immersive engineering now. I mean, I gotta do something while I'm making fissile fuel, right?